It says my mic is working now. It was YouTube. Melissa says, you found us. Yay. Hello, Sherry. Hopefully everybody finds the link. Yes. My quilt projects. Hello, Dawn. She says, "Gah, tech issues." Sorry, Coleen. It's all right. And you can hear me. My mic was working fine. It was something on YouTube's side. Just shows I can talk to myself forever. Good morning, Deborah. And thank you all for rejoining me. It was a YouTube problem. YouTube's got lots of them. Melissa says, and in case you missed it in 2020, the 2024 Holiday Hop is now running with Dawn at My Quilt Projects, Sylvia, you and me FPP, myself, and Melissa at Practically Creative. We're doing a vintage theme this year. And the first one from all of us is already up, and Melissa's second one goes up in about 45 minutes. Oh, thank you. Don likes the purple wedding ring behind me. Thank you. And good morning again. Take two. I wonder if I can take that other one down real quick so no one's accidentally going to it. Let's see if I can. I hate that when it keeps it up. It should be able for me to take it down. Delete forever. Okay. That one should be deleted, but I do know YouTube doesn't delete things sometimes. And Melissa says, it's a Christmas tree. Spoiler alert. It's so confuzzly. And thank you again for all the links. Everybody in the hub you can find over here, and then some over here in links. Oh, my voice is not awake yet. And there's Dee Dee's link and Angel's link, and a lot of places. I don't know if Fabric Patch is doing one this year in Uford, Washington. 3 Yard Quilts is doing 12 Days of Christmas, and someone else is doing 12 Days of Christmas sales. So check out your favorite stores online or in person, see if they're doing anything like that. Oh. Melissa says she's doing links early because her hands are freezing. And yes, Deborah says it's only 13 there. It was 18 predicted here. I don't know what it is right now. But I was saying, and I'll try to make it fast. I was saying that my wedding ring arc doesn't work because it's too high. It should be lower, but the Quilt in a Day one will work with the pre-cuts. And this is the double wedge. Still has a very scrappy look and less sewing and less cutting. And the double wedge, if you use 2.5-inch strips, is only 4.5 inches actually. So you'll lose less fabric if you used jelly roll. And I think it would be 1 jelly roll, maybe a couple pieces of some other fabric, but it's scrappy, so that'd be okay too. For the same size, and the Eleanor Burns one, so which is the one back there, but that one was not put together correctly. I messed all kinds of things up. I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm probably going to make a bed runner out of it, but I was going to create just do like 2 of these together, so complete the little fisheye looking thing and call it an infinity chain quilt. I think that's what I want to do now. Since the other one didn't work, I don't want to do it right now. I really like the way, and this one's the one I designed, so I can keep using it. for this one. And I got lots of charm packs on sale for Christmas. I don't remember which ones. So I'll have plenty to do a double wedding ring if that strikes my fancy. So, and the math and all that is on one of the things for the double wedding ring. If you go to the search box on my page, the landing page where you click on my face, it takes you to the page over on this side. There's a search option to search my videos. If you put double wedding ring or DWR, both should get that for you. Let's see, Melissa got number 1 on my list, which was a holiday hop. Our block of the month will be the 15th. I don't have a video going up this Friday. I was trying to do Fridays, but this Friday and I think next Friday, my next video I think is on the 20th from just me. Don't miss Mom and Pop's live this afternoon, noon Eastern time. And they're also live on Saturday. And Laura Lynn did the cutest tree, making a rope with batting and fabric scraps. And then she made a wreath that I think might actually, I think it was giving her a hard time, but they're very cute. And the wreath, the material she made it in, the fabric she made it in, is that you could do it even for what's it called, like a sailor type thing too. Very cute. That's all the announcements I have. Yep, that's it for announcements. What do you say about keeping it short? Oh, okay, I finished. That's not it. I finished this yesterday. And since I'm going to be, I'm not going to be, this came from a cross stitch picture. Since I'm not going to be donating twice a week now because my body can't handle it, I'm cutting down to once a week, and hopefully I can still do that. So I'm going to try to go on Thursdays. So I have more energy and my dizziness has went away. Donating plasma, I donate plasma twice a week. At least I was until my body said nope. So that's my gnome to go with the stuff down below. I have a pine cone I want to do for that, for my wall hanging. Then I'll put it all together somehow. I'll still have some gaps I'm going to fill in with I don't know what. Oh, no. Sylvia messed with that. She's not even here. Mom and Pop, I fixed the link because I put it what she first tried it as. I don't have the Nightbot up. Give me just a second. We're trying to share Mom and Pop's link if you haven't checked them out already. Let's see what I put it under. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hear my phone beep. Nightbot is working. Well, it's working, but I was trying to figure out what I put Mom and Pop under. Thumbs up, people. Dawn says, thank you, please, and thank you. Make sure. Okay. May have been male. Was not my husband. We'll have to find out from Sylvia what I put that under. That is so funny, though. Let's see. M, ampersand sign, and P. M and P. There we go. Oh, we'll get them shared if it's the last thing we do today. And I try to always mention my tickles work, Melissa. Oh, is it inflammation? Good morning. Thank you, Dee Dee. I see Dee Dee came in. Good morning. And Deborah didn't go to sleep because of her sciatica. Oh, that stinks. Melissa, noon or 11? Mom and Pop are on at noon, or subscribe to them, ring the bell, and you will get all the notifications. Make sure you click all notifications. That way you don't miss when they go live, when people give misinformation. It is at 11 because my husband calls right before they go live every Tuesday. And so I'm always late getting it. So it is 11. And it is actually, it should be in the Nightbot. The Nightbot should put all that up for us. Excuse me. Let me get my live chat up. I missed something. Don said, and quilters of the past did not have as much inspiration like we do today, and they managed to think outside the block. Absolutely true. Okay, I knew I saw Dee Dee. Okay. Dee Dee said cute, no, and I think that I've got everybody. Oh, eat pickles or straight up mustard once sciatica acts up. Melissa does. And another, you know how I call Pat Sloan my friend. So I'm going to say another friend. I call her because my husband needs nicknames for YouTubers I watch. So this one is called the French Lady. Her name is Sophia, and she has my great challenge. I have been binge watching her because she does all the things that I want to do or have done. She's very inspiring, and she quilts, and she quilts. And she sews clothing for herself, which has been just so gorgeous and fun to watch. Now that I understand sewing and quilting, I don't sew, but I quilt. Thank you for sharing, Sophia. Well, since you know how Dee Dee says, what's my nickname? Since you know you always call everybody your tribe. My husband, I tell him the long-haired Indian woman. That's what I tell him. Because he's like, I'm not going to remember that. I'm not going to remember that. I'm not going to remember that. I said that. And he's like, I'll remember that. Melissa just gets to be the one in Florida. Yeah, that's nice. The one in Florida. I had tiny Dresdens I was playing with the other day. I left one out. The mouthy chick. That would work too. What was it? There was one. She was a singer too, so that one was easy. The singer. I'm trying to think. It's been a while. Okay, then I'm going to say what my husband says. My husband says the same thing. Dee Dee says, I'm not Indian, but I take that as a compliment. She has beautiful hair. I'm going to tell you what you are then. Because I'm nosy. Tim calls her mouthy. No, Tim does not call you mouthy. Okay, I feel like I've put my foot in my mouth already today. Actually, I do have a friend who is Indian. I see her face, I see her channel, but I went blank on the name. Brandy, 100 Proof Quilter. She is Native American. And so she's the, oh yeah, Melissa is too. Melissa. Okay. I feel like I'm being racist all of a sudden. No, but my friend Brandy is Native American. And he told me, so now I call her that one, and you're the other one. I was saying the non-alcoholic with alcoholic name. That was too long for him. Melissa is not affiliated with the tribe. I moved a basket over here. I did not get set up this morning. because I kept putting things in a little basket on my table over here to work with for my FPP. Finally, I just took one of those wire baskets and I screwed it to the table, to the side of it, so I can reach it, but it's not in the way on the table. Everything else is in the way on the table. Turn this on. Just turn everything on. Nothing is on today. Oh. Okay. Got my little iron on. Really? I'd like to see what your DNA said. My big tidy up, she says, I get that a lot actually. People either think I'm Native American, Egyptian, or Hispanic. Unfortunately, I'm nothing cool and exotic like that. Just Caucasian with dark hair. You are beautiful Caucasian with dark hair. And inspiring. Melissa, what's your normal hair color? She is not a blonde. Okay. I know, right? Melissa says, Dee Dee, I don't know how you get your hair to always look so pretty. My stepdaughters all use oil on their hair and still often have issues. Light brown is Melissa's usual. It's the fun things we talk about. Okay. Let's get this block done. It's only a half a block because I talk too much. This is the half I did, and that video is up. So if you can't see what I'm doing for this half, it's just this half. Turned, isn't it? Okay, what did I do? Oh, mirrored. Mirrored, not turned. I think I said turned. Mirrored. Is that the right word? I don't care. It's one of those days. It's one of those days, and I'm bound to get this wrong. Oh. There was a blue I found on the floor. Now I know where it went to. Where did I put it? It got blown off my desk. That's not cool. I'm going to need it if I'm going to do this block. Or I'm going to have to find a light fabric and cut another one. I've just been, there it is. I've just been right here. It couldn't have went far. That's why that was on. There we go. Now we have the pieces. All right. This is a Brother XR9550. Nothing fancy. It was on sale yesterday for Cyber Monday. It has a whole bunch of stitches that I never use. Some that I do. I'm going down to 1.8 for my stitch length. I just leave it set for the width. I just leave it whatever factory set is. And I'm going to do anything that can be done by 2s first. So both these 1 1/4 inches need to go together. These, I think, were 2 inches. I don't have my pattern up. They're going to go together. And these we'll do in a minute because it's tricky. So let's start up here with that section. Do this section right here. We're going to put these 2 together, and we're going to put these 2 together. Holding on to my threads because I don't have a leader and ender, although I should. I have plenty of wedding ring thingies cut wedges. And I'm using my seam tape today. Let's see, how did this go? I guess wherever I sew it'll be fine. I'll just have to turn it the right way. Press to the dark side. Means the dark goes on top. Put it back, give it a press. I'm going to use my iron. And I'm going to tilt you all down a little bit. Good morning, Lori. Lori, Lori, Lori. There, now you can see. Have a good day. Lori popped in to say hello to everyone. Okay. So I'm putting that back where I found it after I cut off these threads. Put that back where I found it because I lose things. And again, I'm going to press this to the dark side. You should set your seams. You'll notice I don't often. I used to all the time, and then I got in a hurry. Set your seam just means hold your iron on it a second. It relaxes the threads, so this part, I guess, goes smoother. Press the back. Let's move that over so we can see a little bit better. Okay. Now I'm going to put these two pieces onto this piece. And they look a little bit big, so I'm going to center it and then square it up. I don't know. Probably cut it wrong. How am I going to center it? This is what I'm going to do. Or my seam allowance is off, and then I'm going to center the seam up with that I just did. And that's how I'm putting it on. So I think both of these need to be about 1/8 shorter all the way around, but I'm not putting 1/8. I am not putting 1/8. I'd rather do it this way. I'll push this one towards the dark, so this one goes on top. Press it back that way. I'm going to trim these edges really quick because I didn't want to put anything on. This trims down to 1, 2, 3.5 by 2. 3.5 by 2 is what this should trim down to. I should fix that. I don't want to. Okay. Now you want the blue to go into the center and the gray to go to the outside. Just flip this one over onto the other one. And do your 1/4 inch seam right here. And if you missed the video I put up yesterday, this is 2 dark charm squares, 2 light charm squares, and probably what would be the equivalent of 1 gray charm square, which is a 5-inch square. When I put this back, it wants to lean this way, so that's the way I'm going to put it. The seam. Hang on. Yeah. I was trying to remember which seams I'm going to have to line up in the end. Oh, and don't let me forget it. To pick a block for next week. What I do is I pick a random block out of either one of my books or the Quilt Builder's card deck. And this is 3.5 inches. The week before my live, on the live, just trim it just a little bit up there. And that's how I decide what block I'm making. And I'm doing these all in Christmas, winter, Christmas, because I don't have a Christmas quilt. Whoops. Trim that to a 3.5-inch square. Get rid of any of the little extras you got. Remember, this goes into the center, this goes into the outer. Oh, good morning. Guess who, Nancy? And I am missing all kinds of things. I will have to go back on the replay and catch up. We go to the Nightbot, and I can see everything that's said there. Then I just don't know what I said. Oh. This is the block that we're making. It is called Gift Box Bow. And this is the card deck, exclamation box. We'll get you a link for this. I put, what did I put up there? I put the, no, that was the other one. I had it pinned. I had the other one pinned with the pattern, but we don't have that anymore. So it's down below in the description box. There is a link to everything. I have no affiliate links. I have no sponsored links. Not that that should matter, but apparently some people don't like that. All right. Now we're going to do these. Put them down in the right order. That way you can look at it, look at the picture that I added to the pattern is just the cuts for it. And then there's a picture. Hopefully you can follow that. If you can't, I apologize. This one, you need to line up this edge and this edge and sew it along that edge. This one, you're going to have 1/4 inch of the light fabric over here off and 1/4 inch of the dark fabric over here. So it's going to go down and then shift a little bit just to get about 1/4 inch. If it's not perfect, and mine isn't, I guarantee it, it'll be okay. So I'm going to sew those two together. Good morning, Laura Lynn. I saw somebody say hello. I didn't see Laura Lynn come in. Good morning, Laura Lynn. I was talking about you and that adorable tree. And I'll grab this one. I usually pin to make sure that I'm sewing the right side. I'm just going to pretend like I know. Put this one down like I found it. Yep, went to the light side, so I pressed to the lighter side. It's not white. If this was white, I would press to the darker side. And I'm going to leave that one there for a minute and just take this one. Vinegar on here. I've wondered if you can use vinegar on your hair. I'm going to take this one and flip it over and then scoot it. So the tip of the one underneath, you probably can't see that. That light is very bright. This tip is off by about 1/4, and the other one is, that looked like a lot more than 1/4 to me. And the other one doesn't look like it. Okay. And I'm guessing, but yesterday I did use my mat to make sure I did it right. I'll leave that one on, and I'll cut this other one off. And put it back where I picked it up at, otherwise I'm going to put it down wrong. I'll take this one and line up. The light needs to be a different color. Line up this edge and this edge. Fold it over. I've already forgot which side I was sewing. That is how long it takes me to forget. Yeah, that one is a little bit wonky. I lost tips there, but I'll do it again. Lay it back down where it goes. I'm gonna leave that one on. Put this one over it. Now the bit larger one is cut larger. So I can trim it down and get it centered where I want it. But since it's cut larger, I will have this centered when I cut that down. So it doesn't matter. But I'm giving myself about a 1/4 inch here and about a 1/4 inch there. And so yeah. Then there's an X here. You want to try to keep your needle just to the right of it where your threads meet so you don't lose that tip. I try, but I'm not ripping it out if I lose the tip. Cut both of these off. This was our little corner. And that's going towards the lighter color. Mayo on long hair. Strips the gunk and the oil in the mayo conditions. I've heard that one too. And I'm going to put them back down like I found them again. Press that one. Yep, I lost the tips there. I think that's supposed to have. Yep, that's supposed to have. I lost my points. The world is ending. And this one, it's really pretty easy to center because this tip and this tip will line up. You just have to move it. And you have about a 1/4 over here and a 1/4 over here because those weren't cut off. And again, that X right there, you want to stay to the right of it if you can. Your 1/4 inch should do that, but some of us don't have the greatest 1/4 inch. But we know how to fudge. Did I do that one? This one's wanting to go that way, so I'll put that on top and I'll press it that way. And I kept both of these tips. Just not great at those. And then this one, I did put a plastic clip back here to stop that from falling because yesterday it fell onto the rug and it made a mess of that. I took this is the cut away stabilizer. I took it. I wiped it on it, tried to get it off because I thought this might catch it, but I do have iron cleaner if it didn't. But that got it off, thank goodness. This is 3.5 inches, and for the 3.5 inches, when you're doing this triangle, you want the dark and light where it hits, you want it at 3.5 on both ends. Midair isn't so bright. There we go. Want the 3.5 on the center line here and on the line there. And cut away the extras. I probably should have made everything about an eighth less, but I'm not gonna. This block could have easily done in 8 inches and had the math turn out even. I don't want an 8-inch block. Again, 3.5. Yep, mine's about an eighth off. Design choice. That's what this is now. This is a design choice now. Things like that don't bother me right now. They probably bother a lot of people. They just don't me. Okay. Then I'm going to make sure these two sides are right. Mom and Pop says, morning, everyone. Sorry, trying to tidy up the shop a bit and hang some lights. Oh. I bought fall leaves with lights in them, orange amber lights, to put on my table stand, my TV stand. They didn't have any batteries in them. I got batteries yesterday, and I was like, I'm plugging them in. They're staying here till I get a, Christmas garland. That is not right. Okay. The light colors go on the outside. Except for this one. It's this way. There we go. You can't cut in midair. I agree. Melissa says you can't cut in midair. Come on, Coleen, you got this. I think if I tried it hard enough, I could. So now we're going to put these two blocks together with a 1/4 inch seam right there. And that. Little dog ears I should have cut off before, but I didn't. So now this is one side and this is the other side. Friends don't look at friends' seams. I know I told you that after the fact, but you know now. And I show you my seams because they're not perfect. But stuff comes out okay. I quilt things myself. I can't remember if I said that a second ago. I started to. Quilt things myself. I'm not really worried about it. Oh, those started to go crazy. Okay, now this one should be 3.5 by 6.5. Here's my 6.5. And there's my 3.5. So now we're going to put these two sides together. Put one over the other. I normally go from right to left. Don't know why. That's what I do. And then we're going to put a seam right there. And this block is done. And then we're going to press it. Which means I'm going to turn this one off. And turn this one on. That one's great for little pieces. This one's great for big pieces. I don't think it really matters which direction I press this one. Ta-da! gift box bow. Now I use the Quilt Builders card deck and their books just from inspiration. I don't use their cutting instructions. I can't see their cutting instructions because they're so tiny. So I will usually figure them out. Like this one I was doing with, I need to spray that. What was I doing it with? Oh, I did it with the triangles first. And then made me some templates to try to figure it out easier. There are links to this one on Amazon. The other one, I don't think I looked this week either. The Christmas one I got from Halo, so that's where the link is at. Halo Inspired. My cuts, my directions are free. Use them at your own risk. What do we do? You can air sew. Yep. I had air sewed like several feet worth of stuff before. And you know it has the nerve not to stay together. Melissa says, great block. Sherry says, very pretty. Deborah says, so cute. Thank you for sharing that, Melissa. Shut this off. One way or the other. Well, still got something to do. Don't let that near anything. And that was the gift box bow. I need to pick another one, and after I do them, I'm putting them back here. Now this, the setting that I'm using is from 3 Yard Quilts. It's vintage quilt. It's made for 6-inch panels. So finished, these are at 6 inches, so they will work perfectly in that. It better be a good one. Okay. What I was going to say is I need more blocks for that. So this will probably go into January, maybe, probably not February. I may put it away and start next year if it goes that long. Well, that one's boring. Nordic sweater ladder. Now that would not be boring as an entire quilt. You can make X's. You can make, what's that one? It escapes me. Words escape me this morning. I haven't had enough coffee. So Nordic sweater ladder will be next week's. Anybody else think that's just too easy? That's okay. Of course it was a, that's what I always think when I air sew, Melissa. Melissa says, I bet it was a perfect seam too when you air sewed. That is what I think. I was like, and I nailed that seam. I was going to show you the vintage. Now I changed these a little bit because I took the seams out of them. It had 2 seams here and 2 seams here. I removed those seams and just used 1 piece of fabric. But the last one in the row on that pattern only has the bottom piece. Yeah. So I was going to put this bottom piece on here real quick and put the side pieces on the other one because I know that one's going to be in the center somewhere. But I think this pattern, the vintage, works perfect for me. Why you gotta run like that? Fabric's running from each other. Stop. Would not do that had I penned. And then this one will get one at the bottom and this one at the side. So I'm going to put this one at the bottom. I figured since this was going to be a quick one, I'd just do these real quick while I was on here. That way I didn't have it on my to-do list later. I still need to go measure my panels. I have tons of panels. Trying to know. And this one is pressing to the darker side. So I could have left that on. From last week, it's ready to go up. Quilting. It's ready to go up. I think I need to straighten this side a little bit. That's okay. And then when I get the second side on this one, Deborah got dressed. Congratulations. I wanted to stay in warm jammies today. Whatever fabric you put on top is the way that seam's going to go. So if I wanted the seam to go, if I wanted this to point that way, I would have put this one on top. And this right here, every time I've had to change these, it will nest over here if you want it to. Mine will not because I didn't put them the right way, but now I did. And I'm going to clip this one right here. You can see that I've got it turned. I'm going to clip that one right there so it lays flat. Do not clip your seams. This was so frustrating to me when I started sewing, when my seams would go sideways. And I was like, I've got to redo them. And they don't want to lay the way I want them to lay because of the bulk or something. Clip the seam. Clip the seam. No one will know it. And if they do know it and they're your friend, they won't say anything. I know. Hey, Don, if you're still in chat and not running around doing stuff, would a quilt judge notice that? Because Dawn is a quilt judge in her area. We ask her the hard questions. She's a quilt judge, but she sure doesn't act like a snob. Your quilt, your rules. If you're making it for a quilt show, you probably should know their rules. Doesn't that make sense? Okay, hey, those are fingers. Don says the only time they would notice it is if it was like red and white piecing or dark up against white. Oh, because then you could clearly see it, huh? Thank you. Appreciate that. It's good to have friends that know things like that. I won't be entering any quilt shows. I like mine. Mine make me happy as is. I've heard lots of people say, you know, you should do it once. Not me. If someday I change my mind, that would be someday's problem, not today's problem. I like what I do today. Corner turned out really good. This iron is no longer hot. I'm going to force it up. Little heat it has. Deborah dresses in layers. Yesterday I had my leggings that were lined and some sweatpants on over them. I was the only one cold. Melissa says she doesn't do show-worthy quilts. I think you don't do snob-worthy quilts. Yours are show-worthy. Now, I could have put it this way or put it that way. It doesn't matter. But you can see this right here. It's going to make a star when it's put together. It's not going to be put together with this one because I'm doing too many green and reds. I need to mix them up a little bit. There you can see most star. I think that is so pretty. And with random blocks, if you don't want to do the same thing over and over, which is faster to do the same thing over and over, get all your cutting done and then go for it. That's probably one reason I don't do quilt blocks. I need to know beforehand. I need to know beforehand. If they show me a picture, I can make it even if they don't show me the cuts on it. It may not be exactly right, but I can. So these two are both ready to go put on the board. I think what I'm probably going to have to do is put like a line of blue going diagonal or something, unless I do a whole lot more blues. I was feeling very Christmassy in the red and the greens. And I was like, oh, but we need blue. Melissa says, oh, that sun's coming up and getting right in my eyes, and you can see it too. I thought I should couldn't get enough. Don says, we all know when using super white fabric, supposed to press to the dark side. Pattern writers make pressing easy for themselves. Always know if you're planning to enter a quilt. Some judges don't like to see anything behind the white as far as seams showing in the quilt sandwich. Thank you for that information. She's so smart. I see a lot of people press open. Now, to me, when you press open, I'll show you. That one does not want to do it. Let's do it this way. So if you've got your seam here and you press open here, you just have your threads right there holding it together. If you press to the side, once you go over that with your quilting, it seems like it's stronger to me. That opinion is subject to change. The more I learn, the more my opinions change. It just is. So we've got next week's block, John. We've got this week's block done. And if you want the cuts that are clearly not perfect because I had to trim them down a little bit for this, you are more than welcome to them. They are free. They are my own math and everything on that. It's below in a Google Doc or a PDF. I use both. And 3 Yard Quilts is having their 12 Days of Christmas, and they do have downloadable books. So if you, because shipping, to other places, other countries can be, let's say the book is like $15. The shipping can be 20 or 30. So when they have downloadable books, I don't get a lot of books, but I like the downloadable ones. And I did get the vintage and their Christmas one in a download. So there's the block. Yes, Melissa says, I always worry I'm going to end up separating the block more with open seams, especially with my amateur free motion quilting. Oh, and something about free motion quilting, if you don't know, if you are new, that sun is just driving me nuts. I'm not going to get away from it. Oh, and it's hitting my quilt. No. That's going to be moved as soon as the live is over. Free motion quilting, no matter how bad you think it looks, once it goes in the washer and dryer, and I wash and dry everything, I'm not making my life harder by having to hang dry a quilt, having to watch over it on the delicate cycle. I'm not. It's going to be washed and it's going to be dried. And then you get that nice, if you like the puckery, fluffy look, you get that going on, and it evens out all the stitches. It seems to. And it makes it look so pretty. I think Melissa, if she hasn't already, is going to do a before and after on her channel of that, because just washing it and drying it can make all the difference in what you see. So if you're doing the free motion quilting, you're like, yeah, that just kind of sucks. Don't judge it before you've washed it and dried it. And then if you don't like it, and do something small, like do one of these blocks, make it into a mouse pad, make it into this one. Actually, like that would be a pretty nice mug rug. Speaking of mug rug mat, snack mat. Remember, Lisa Capon did a video Friday that I think everyone should watch. She did She saw it on some other content creator, and she's got a link to them in her video too. Let's see. I have a link to Lisa. Did I fix it? It was under Lisa C. I thought I changed it. Maybe I didn't. I put that in there wrong. It's Lisa C. And I see Mom and Pop tagging me. Thank you very much. By the way, exclamation COLEEN with no gaps in it. Doesn't matter if you capitalize or use lowercase. It will get my attention. It puts my name in a bright orange in the chat. Mom and Pop, Laura Lynn say, that is a seriously and wonderful point, Coleen. Wash it and you'll be surprised how pretty it really is. That is absolutely true. I was so disappointed. My first 2 quilts, I was so disappointed. And I can't even do a straight line. You don't notice it when you wash it and dry it and it's out, but it's right here. Yeah, you're gonna notice it. But when it's on a bed, it's so pretty. Don't beat yourself up. It's a journey, and we're all at different points in our journey. I think my journey's coming along pretty well, slowly but surely. Yeah, pretty much beginner still, but Lisa did back to what I was saying about Lisa. Thank you, Laura Lynn, for that. She did a trivet, and she used glue. She left a seam for turning, like right here, her border. She left a seam for turning, and she used glue, and you gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it. It's brilliant. Good morning, Lynn. Dang, I missed you all. Was busy cleaning the house to get ready for Christmas. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Lynn. And it's good to see you. Thank you for jumping by. It's hard to get everybody on YouTube and get your cleaning done and it's hard. My TV is a great place for YouTube. I don't get the comments until I'm like, oh, I have to comment on it. I hope you've been doing good. I haven't seen you in a little bit, I think. Or did I? You may have been at Mom and Pop's last time I was watching the chat. And if you have any questions about quilting, sewing, if I don't know, someone it's on this side. I know that. Someone in the chat may know. I can ask on my next live. Somebody might be reading the comments. If you have a tip or something, you can put it in the comments below. It's always welcome. Just remember, lead with kindness, because saying anything nasty is not going to get seen by nobody. I don't want to say protective, cautious. I am very cautious with my chat. I hold all comments until I see them. And it keeps spammers from getting in there for one. So that's a good thing for me. And this is why I'm okay with my channel staying small. You get a big channel. How do you, I was thinking this the other day, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm never going to get there, and I'm okay with that. So, I'm still not monetized. I'm okay. But you get all those comments. I've seen content creators, even like 100 comments, 30 comments. I'm sitting there going, first of all, if I held all those, that's all I would be doing all day. And then trying to respond to every one of those, because fear of missing out is real. Somebody says something to you and you don't respond to them. They think you're mad at them. They think this, they think that. Content creator life is hard. Big content creator. Mine not so much. It's wow. So keep that in mind when you're commenting and you see hundreds of comments. I don't work, but a lot of people I know that have channels, they work outside the home. They have a second job. Some of them have first and second jobs. So they have families. Give them some grace to get back to you when they can. Okay. I think everybody said hi, and I'll have to go back in there. Uh-oh. All eyes are watching. Whoa. Oh, Mama Pop, she says, I'm a master of working and lurking in channels. I believe her. All eyes are watching with a bunch of laughing faces. All right. I do. I feel bad when I don't get in chats, because I know, like, Melissa, Laura Lynn, Dawn. I feel bad when I don't get in chats, but once I get in chats, I can't leave. I'm going to miss something. If I go to do dishes while my TV's on in here, even though I can hear, somebody's saying something. I need to know. And my big tidy up is headed out. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. She says, don't forget today is Giving Tuesday. You can Google that and look up what it means. I would suggest giving kind comments to content creators would be a great thing to give today. Giving a thumbs up, giving a subscription. And we're wrapping it up. Everyone says take care. Still saying hi to each other. And I'm going to go back and see what I missed in chat because I know there was a whole section I missed of at least a half hour. Oh, don't miss our holiday hop on the 4 channels. See if we come up with any vintage things that spark imagination in you. I don't do vintage well. I'm telling you, don't judge. It's rude. Have a good day. Take care and be the light you hope to see in others.